Here's an interview from an Aussie Amazon seller, Mo. Now, I've been working with Mo for the past 6 months or so, and we got him to launch his first product. And in about 4 months after launching his first product, he was able to do 10K in sales. Now, I got him on for an interview on the channel because even though the sales numbers are great to show off, it's really important to go through all of these roadblocks that he has gotten through and all of the sort of bumps along the road that he's gotten over and accomplished to get to this point in his selling journey. It's also a really good insight if you're looking to do the exact same thing and start your own Amazon FBA business. And if this is something you are really looking to take serious, first link down below, book a call with me. We can have a discussion about how I can help you start your Amazon FBA business properly here in Australia. Book a link down below and we can have a chat.
Guys, I want to welcome everyone back to the channel, and I also want to welcome Mo here. He is an Amazon seller who started not too long ago now, has been a student of the course for a while now, but the reason I wanted to get you on, Mo, before I let you introduce yourself is I wanted to get, I guess, I wanted to let everyone know about where you're at with everything.
Yep.
Because in terms of sales, you're at about, it's close to 10K now in sales for the last 4 months, I think.
I'm $40 away from 10K.
Yeah. So sales sales are going quite well.
Yep.
Right? In terms of like for your first product, because this is your very first product you've launched on Amazon. I wanted to dive a bit more into that, and really because you're on your second order now, and we'll get into that in a second, but I wanted to get more in depth about sort of like the things that you don't really hear on YouTube, like the overcoming the parts of the business that we're working on at the moment together, and really like the importance of it, because a lot of people talk about all these sales numbers. They talk about Amazon FBA. It's and obviously it's possible. There's heaps of people making good money on Amazon, but not a lot of people talk about like when you're starting, a lot of the obstacles you have to overcome, and what some of those obstacles we'll go into as well. So I guess first thing, I'll let you introduce yourself and sort of how you got started as an Amazon seller.
Well, my name is Mo, and I started actually following you back in 2018, and started
long time.
Yeah.
Time viewer.
And
you're an OG.
I was looking at my options, but I was a bit say lazy at the time, and I was working in a corporate and didn't have the motivation and didn't really understand what it takes to start something for myself. And yeah, it took a while until exactly a year ago I got laid off from my job, and I thought it's time for me to take a step and do something for myself. I've worked for people for many years, and it's not that bad, but it is what it is. This is what you get sometimes at some point, and there is no victims and there is no victimhood. And I thought then check again, and I learned about ecom, ETK, and then I went to dropshipping at the beginning, and I've learned a lot in the dropshipping course, like from designing what is a website, what's a good photo, how do you look for a product as well, and ads on Facebook, and but inside of me I wasn't convinced 100% for my own reasons, and I like the 1 day to 2 days delivery.
Yes.
It's very different on this level, and I still learned a lot, and it helped me with what came after. And then I started doing the Amazon FBA course, and I went through it bit by bit, took so many notes, and was very patient with it, and it helped me through the course understand many things, including product research was so important, was very, very, very important, and the setup process and setting expectations also. So setting expectations is one of the very, very important parts because it's not quick money, like you said at the beginning. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna sell right away. For
Yeah.
me, it was if I sell the first unit, it's like a party. It would be a party for me, and
Yeah.
it
Yes.
was, because
Yeah. I mean, I remember that first week after we started working together, and you
yeah,
sent me the screenshot. You're like, bro, got my first 2 organic sales. I'm like, oh, that's sick. They're like the most um, exciting
yeah,
notifications you can get when you like open up the seller app and you see those bars pop up and you've got the sales. You're like, oh my God, it's actually working.
yeah.
It's so cool.
That's the
Uh,
feeling exactly. It's actually working
yeah,
exactly.
but
And
it's important what you said that to set the expectation because yeah, it isn't quick money. Like what you're building is a real business, and I guess to put into some context, like we got your first product in, and the goal of usually the first order is not to be super profitable. The goal is to at least sell the units and reinvest into more
yes,
units, right?
yes,
And that's exactly what you did. Like I think,
agree 100%. If you
yeah,
think I'm gonna sell my first shipment and I made the millions, you're done
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, yeah,
There's like they say, blood and tears in the process, and you have to be super patient. And you have to put your emotions, your emotions, that's fine, but you have to put it aside and have that discipline. And like I said, I studied your course in details, and I made many repeats, and I still even have my notes here next to me till
yeah.
this day. It
Oh, that's
doesn't
sick.
matter. Yeah, I finished it about a year ago, and I still have my notes, and I still look at it. And the expectations of quick money is not gonna happen. You have to also invest. If you have the money, invest. If you have the means to do something, invest and invest and invest in everything that you can, and
Yeah.
keep learning for sure.
And it's important what you said then as well about how you do need to invest, but the thing is that like because well, I'll just paint the picture for how it is. So at the moment right now, like I said, the reason I wanted to get you on for an interview is really to get to let people know that it's not just all about the sales numbers. Like where we are right now with you is, I was saying before, there's peaks and valleys to owning and running a business, right? Any business,
Yes,
including Amazon. So where we are right now with you is you've reinvested the profits and gotten in some more units, right?
yes,
So from the first order, you've ordered more units, right? And in the process, what we're trying to do, because there's been a bit of sales momentum lost, we are working on things like advertising, PPC, and trying to gain that sales momentum. So at the moment, we're in the valley, right?
yes,
And we're trying to reach the peak, right?
yes,
Which will be getting to the top of the first page and selling more consistently.
yeah,
We've now the good thing is that we're in with the PPC ads, we're in profit at the moment, which is good. And the goal is to gain that sales momentum so you can actually grow that your second basically the sales of your second shipment because you've got in more units, you'll be able to create more revenue and more profit, right?
yeah,
And what I want people to understand is that a lot of people in this part in the valley, that's where they give up. You know what I mean? Even before their first order, like you have some struggle, you hit a roadblock, and people are like, oh, look, I don't know if this is for me. You know, in your case, you're pushing through that. This is the hardest part where you're at right now is gaining that momentum back,
yeah.
right? And getting those consistent sales again. And I think it's important, and I commend you for all this as well. It's important to let people know that what you're doing right now is going to pay off in the long term.
Definitely 100%, because like you said, you have to look at the valleys as a part of the journey, and it's a challenge. I remember even in the past I read a book called Peaks and Valleys, I don't remember, it was a while ago, but it was talking about this exactly. And I can show you even I'm looking at my graphs, and there is 1 month, I think the first month I sold 2 units,
Yeah.
just 2 units, and
Yeah.
that's it. And then come November, and I'm like, yeah, up and down. And then came December, I'm like, whoa, it's a party.
Yeah.
What's happening? And it comes down again. And it's a whole process. It's a whole complete process. I was going to run out of stock, and thank God I didn't. And yeah, you can't give up easy. You can't give up easy.
Yeah.
You can't even, you have to set also goals and reinvesting. Uh, for me, from what I'm seeing and learning at the moment, uh, set goals, like you said, like we had a call recently, yeah, and we were talking about those goals exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And funny, I was seeing your post recently about the whiteboard, and guess what? Before seeing about 3 weeks ago, I went to Officeworks and I got myself a whiteboard.
Yeah.
And
Man, the whiteboards, like I had the same whiteboard in my room that I've had since I like started doing online business, and writing on that whiteboard and just writing down goals in particular has gotten me very far. Like in the long run, it's gotten me to where I've wanted to be, and continues to push, where I want to get to, because it's so important. And
yes,
setting goals, not just for your life, but in the business as well,
yes.
is that's what's going to help you push through.
You have
Like,
to have a definition what's coming next. And you know you're sacrificing and compromising lots of time and lots of patience, and for sure it's gonna pay off. And you have to be sure at the valley, uh, I'm doing this for a reason. I know my sacrifices, my patience will pay off in time. So this is the realistic expectations we were talking about at the beginning. You
yes,
don't, you have to do your homework also, just studying.
yeah. I guess leading into that as well is what what's some of the biggest struggles you've had so far? Because I mean, look, I don't want to discredit you. Doing 10K in sales on a business you've just started is huge. That's
Yes,
awesome. Like to go from zero to, it was like late last year to go from zero, and in like about 4 months you're at about 10K in sales. That's amazing.
yeah.
Right, to do that in a business. And I guess I want to get your perspective on what you've learned so far, and I guess how you've overcome those obstacles.
Well, finding a product at the beginning for sure was a struggle, and you can easily uh, get lost in the products. I remember ordering heaps of samples contacting lots of suppliers, ordering heaps of samples. Uh, that was my first struggle, the product research. But I believe everyone talks about this.
Yeah,
Even our group, everyone talks about it.
yeah,
And I know the struggle. And like I said at the beginning, the best advice I got from you when we started working together is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself. You have the data in front of you. You have to decide, and this is the criteria. And the other struggles were finding a good supplier, finding a good price, negotiating a good price that won't compromise your sales, because you want to find quality, and that's what you want to give to people for sure. So quality, and you don't want to lose money, so you want to at least find a good supplier. So there will be lots of suppliers selling the same thing, and don't yeah, you can spend so much time with them. So again, to the same advice, keep it simple and
yeah,
take decisions, and actually take a step, because I know it's scary for lots of people to take this step. I'm like, I'm gonna decide, I'm gonna do my order, I'm
yeah.
gonna set up my shipment in Amazon, and I'm gonna get my first shipment. You have
Yeah.
to do it. It has to be
I
done.
agree. Look, when I did my very first order, I think I spent about 3 grand or something on my first
Yep.
order, and at the time that was a lot for me, right?
Yep.
And I back then I didn't even use Alibaba. I didn't even use the pay system through Alibaba. I just wired them international wire transfer through my bank account to theirs. And I was like, damn,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even know if this is what I'm meant to do. It didn't it worked, and like luckily enough for me, it was like a good product. I ended up, I think I made about 6.5 grand off that product in a
Yeah.
month, which was awesome. That was when I first started, and I agree, it's scary. Like, but you're not going to know unless you actually take that first step.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You
Like,
have to take this first step.
yeah,
Like everything you learned since you were a kid, like just like go back to where we're just kids and the first time you're testing yourself and what happens if I jump 3 steps at a time? What happens
yeah,
if I jump 4? What happens if I jump 5 and 6?
yeah,
You're doing the same thing exactly. And you remember how much you were happy and feeling accomplished when you did these simple things.
yeah,
So it's in our core, these things, and you have to take the step. Just when we grow up, the barriers keep building with what is gonna happen if, and what's gonna happen if is what's gonna stop you. So that was a struggle I overcame, and but the struggles doesn't never stop there.
yeah. I mean,
So
that, look, I was in the same boat too.
yeah,
You just have to, sometimes you just have to either take a leap of faith or just at least take the first step. Like,
yeah.
you're not gonna know.
And literally after doing your first order, you'll be this those feelings will be over. You'll be just anticipating or following where is your shipment, following up with the supplier, what's happening, where is it in the sea or in the air, have it arrived in Amazon, maybe working at your list. And this is also something that I struggled with and we worked with together. The how the list should work and finding doing a proper listing, not like get your suppliers photos and just their video and just post it. That's
Yeah,
some people work like that, but if you wanna be special and between this ocean of sellers, you have to be different. You have to uh, up your game, basically.
yeah. And
So
I guess leading into that as well, I want to get your perspective on what it was like having a mentor. Because I know for me, when I first started having like hiring, I hired a couple of mentors myself in my journey, and that's what really allowed me. Like, I wouldn't have found my first product that did 6.5 grand if I didn't have a mentor.
it
And
made the whole difference. It made, yeah, I remember before it for me, it was getting over complicated big time, and I was getting lost. And once I found the mentor, once I saw your post, I was like, yes, take me, please. Because you
yeah,
have it's if especially if you're new in the area and you don't have information and you don't know people with experience around you, you're not in a community, you're gonna struggle. And I struggled for sure. And having a mentor helped me organizing my information. Uh, I remember the sheet that we shared on Google till this day, and the amount of information and the experience dealing with someone that did it before, someone that have the knowledge and the experience makes the whole difference.
yeah,
Being in a community and learning from them is, yeah, it I can say it helped me even make my first order. I was before it, I wasn't even decisive of what I'm gonna choose, and my place was full of samples from all over the place, and so yeah, mentoring was important for me. It's like if you're in studying some in school, it's like literally studying your ABC, but it's by yourself. You're
yeah,
not gonna survive.
yeah.
You have to
But
have someone that teaches you that can read and write and know how to speak, and so it's literally like this in business. If you're new in selling in a certain area, for me, it was 100% important to have a mentor. That's
Yeah.
how I can say it.
The way I like to think of it is that when it comes to information, the information's out there. Like go on YouTube, go on Google, the information is there, right?
Yes,
There's no lack of information online. But when it comes to like getting the right guidance, knowing how to structure that information, knowing how to put it into action, knowing how to make
yes,
sure you're doing the right thing, like in the right
yes,
steps, that's where mentors have really helped me personally.
yes,
And also not only that, you're just piggybacking on the mistakes that they've made. Like
yeah,
why go out and make your own mistakes when you can just
exactly.
go to someone who said, "Yeah, I've made these mistakes. Don't do this. Do this
Like
instead." Like, yeah,
having a mentor can save you years of mistakes, lots of time and lots of money,
yeah,
because you can invest a bit of money to learn something and having a mentor, and it will save you so much. Because, like you said, exactly, they went through the experience. You went through the experience. You sold multiple products in overseas and as well. So you know you have the know-how, and the know-how and the experience is with a mentor. So definitely, that was very, very, very important for me to have. I was very fortunate to get this. So thank you so much.
no, I
So
look,
much.
I appreciate your insight, and you have to commend yourself as well because while a mentor helps you to guide you in the right direction, you still need to put in the work. So, and that's what
Yes.
you're doing, right? And like I said, this work that you're putting in now is going to really pay off for you in many ways, not just in sales, but in many different ways in the future. You're
Yes.
learning a lot of different things by doing the business yourself, and it will pay off in many ways in the future, whether it is this year, whether it's in 2, 3 years, sometime
Yes.
down the line. Like it's just you're setting the structure. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So, yeah, you got to commend yourself for that. And I guess the last thing before we end this, because I don't want to take up too much of your time with this, but
It's okay.
last thing would be, I guess, if you have any other like bits of advice or some tips for beginner sellers, I guess if someone's watching this and then they're struggling to really like they're looking at delve into Amazon, they're looking at order their first product or just start the business, like what would be, I guess, your tip for them?
Take a step. Don't take too much in the product research. Take a step. It's lovely to have a new idea of a product I want to bring to the market. But if you have millions, that's fine. Else, check what people are buying, check what people are interested to, and take a step. Uh, be humble, be humble, and learn from people around you, the beginners, the people with experience, and be very patient and have realistic expectations. Quick money, even if you get quick money, it will quickly go. Keep reinvesting as much as you can. And yeah, be in a community for sure. Being in a community that have the know-how doing the same thing as you're doing or trying to do the same thing you're doing is very, very important.
I agree completely. And look, I can't wait to see how things are for you, say like 6 months down the line, right? A year down the line. Like you're putting in the work, you're putting in the structure now, and like I said, just you keep at it, and it's not just going to be so many valleys. There'll be more peaks than valleys, right?
Yes,
Once you set up on Amazon and you get yourself to a good spot in terms of ranking, in terms of where you can get it to sort of run almost like on semi-autopilot,
yes,
you'll be in a sweet spot, and it
yes,
does, things do get easier. It's like the snowball effect. So
yes.
yeah,
Also, when you have realistic expectations, things will be easier.
yes,
When you
yeah,
uh, know it will be up and down and you have to deal with it, things will be easy and you'll stay objective and stay on your goals and stay on your also bigger mission, which is also something that is very important. Having goals are very important, but having a bigger mission above all those goals is one of the most important things. What do you want to achieve from doing this? Do you want to work for yourself, or do you want to, for me, it's like, do you want to work for yourself, or do you want to work for people the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Do you want to learn a skill that will benefit you, and you won't wait to get your pension from when you turn a certain age and do nothing and enjoy life, because I'm sure no one enjoys life when they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Or learn a skill that you benefit yourself and the people around you someday. So, yeah.
That's awesome. You have a very, very good mindset towards it all, which is another reason I think you're definitely heading in the right direction with everything. So
Thanks, bro.
yeah, look,
Thank you.
I won't take up any more of your time here, but I do appreciate you jumping on the call and giving everyone your insight. I would love to say like 6 months down the line, do like a follow-up, year down
Yeah.
the line, do a follow-up,
Yeah.
and see where you're at with everything. Because
Yeah, well, today is 27th of March.
Yeah.
We'll have a follow-up. We'll be in contact for sure, but we'll have a follow-up like this in
Yes.
another 6 months. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Would love that.